One of my 32 subscribers, which I have obtained through my mega viral videos in the last 2 weeks since I started this channel, asked me how I use eBay's bulk listing tool to post at least 50 postcards an hour on eBay or more. Sometimes I've been able to do up to 100 cards an hour, depending on what the cards are. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use the tool itself, how I list the cards, price them, all of those things at once. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you my sales and do like a business update from the week to show you guys how my eBay sales have been, how postcards have been doing, and all that fun stuff. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I have a stack of 50 cards here. I'm not going to list all of them because, of course, because I'm doing like a tutorial here, it'll take significantly longer to post them than if I was just doing them by myself. But I'm going to post about 5 cards here on the listing tool just to show you how it's done and the reasons why I said at least 50, because you can do 100, you can do more depending on how you post them. So the first thing, let's go to the screen here. We go to eBay's listing page here. You click on bulk listing. And what I like to do is, first of all, I put in all the basic information, which will apply to the vast majority of the cards. Sometimes you have to change 1 or 2 things if it's from a different country or there's some little detail like it's a real photo postcard or something like that. But 99% of the cards that I have will all fit into these categories. So the first thing, I go to this box and I put in the word postcard just for me to just have that there. Then I go over here, I will click on condition used. In this box here, I actually have pre-written everything that goes into these boxes, so I only have to do them once and I don't have to type them every time. So this is condition. I'll copy and paste that. Feel free to use mine if you want to. I modified somebody else's. I went to a few different people's pages and on eBay, and I modified what they had to fit my own sales, the way that I sell things. Go to description. I copy and paste. I have one for normal postcards and one for continental postcards. The only difference is that it tells the size, because some people, the problem when I do it in notes is it has the small font. So I will go to show all options, do 18, 14. It's a little bit annoying. Probably be easier if I just had it in Pages or something. I use a Mac. Save and close. Go here to item specifics. I don't bother filling all of these out. This is what Daniel from Mail ZM suggested doing. He did that like for all of them, but I don't do it. Country, region, manufacturer. I put United States. I know a lot of them are Germany. Oh, see how that just happened? How it just vanished? This is something you have to watch out for. If you look in the background, if you saw that, it was still loading in the background. And then sometimes what will happen is you'll click on this, it'll vanish, and then you have to redo it. Sometimes it pops back up like here. Sometimes you have to wait for it to finish loading. Unit of sale, single unit, type. This one you may have to change depending on what your postcard is. I just put printed here, lithograph. See, it vanished on me again. Put lithograph. And as I go through postcards, if I get like an RPPC or something else, I only change it for RPPC, but I will change it to RPPC or something like that. Then I don't bother with any of these. Some people do because eBay will keep annoying you with it. All I will go is to size. I list postcards by size in the sense of when I do a batch of 50 to 100 cards, they will all be standard or all be continental or something like that. So that's it. I got that. And then I come over. Once that is all done, I'll come over here, make sure. I don't know if I need to, but I always click that just by habit. Go to bulk edit. Then I go to domestic shipping, change to this. You don't have to do this. I have been experimenting lately, and I have been experimenting. Basically, half of my cards, I put free shipping. The other half of the cards, I will put in $1 shipping to cover the cost of the envelope, because you can, of course, build the price into you can offer free shipping and just build the shipping cost into your thing, your listing, your main price, which I do on a lot of the cards. But I've been experimenting to see if I were to add the shipping cost if people buy them, and then they're still selling. It doesn't seem to make any difference. International shipping. I can do a whole video on why free shipping or not free shipping, because I've been doing both. About half my cards have free shipping, about half don't. and I can kind of give my data on that. Ship with eBay. I do offer international shipping. Some people don't. I've never had an issue with it, even when I was selling jewelry. Package details. With postcards, I always put 1 ounce because I weighed the postcards, and this is what one postcard weighs in one of the mailers, the EcoSwift mailers that I use. And then you may have something different, so you don't want to necessarily have to copy this, but this is about the size that I use for my postcards, for my envelopes. Load that. We got that done. Come down here. This is all done. We've already done all this. Return options. I want to be a top seller. I lost my top seller thing whenever I stopped doing jewelry, but I'm going to get it back. To become a top seller and get that top seller badge, you have to accept returns within at least 30 days, and you have to have it free returns, as well as international, which stinks because international returns are the worst. But which is why some people won't sell internationally, but I do because I may change that one day. But for now, this is where I am. That's all. Free returns, all that stuff, all that good stuff. And promoted listings. I always promote my listings. And for years and years, I have always done 3%. I don't know what difference it makes. eBay will recommend the most insane percentages. So like, give us 20% to promote your listings. I think that's just absolutely crazy. You don't want to do that. I just realized I think my microphone was off for all of this. I hope the audio is still okay. It's back on now, so we should be good. Okay, so now that we've got that, this is the basic information. I pretty much only do non-topographical postcards. Topographical basically means if it's just trees and stuff. I have like hundreds of those up for my first ones, and I still get them every now and then if I think they're cool enough. But the vast majority are now non-topographical because I realize they don't really sell. After that, I have these. The sleeves here have the numbers, the SKUs they're called, on each of them. My wife does this for me, and basically we just go in order where this one is 1096. We're actually a lot further than that in. We missed a page of labels, and so these are actually backlogged cards that we're looking at right now. I'm going to do these later tonight, all of 100 of them or whatever. And so we got these cards here. They have the labels on them. So I'll go in to where it says custom label here. Actually, no, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. What we want to do right now is you go to copy listing. And since we're only doing 5 cards right now, this is the crazy thing. I guess it used to be more because I've seen Daniel, again, from Mailseum. He did like 50 or 100 in one video. But now it says the max number of listings allowed in this tool is 25. If you know of something I'm missing out on where I could do more, please let me know. But I have not been able to figure out how to do more than 25 at a time, which is annoying because once you do 25, you have to go back in and redo all of them, all that information again. It's also annoying because my son has been helping me, and eBay will only allow you to have 1 tab open at a time. So we learned the hard way, it will erase what's going on in another tab. If like my son tries to list postcards the same time that I do, it will just erase everything, whoever's like working on it at the time. So be careful if you're trying to do more and be more efficient. I don't know why eBay does it. It's kind of ridiculous. So then once I do that, I go in and I will type in the SKU for each card. So you'll see I type in the 192. I flip this card over. Just this helps me keep track of it. 193. Next one, 194, 195, 196. Okay, so then I'll go to the pictures. The scanner still has some little things that we're working out, but basically it usually does a pretty good job of keeping them in order. So I look at my first one, I then double check, make sure it's the right picture, I make sure it's the right back. And you can do, like I said, we're doing this a little bit slower because I'm showing you how to do this, but when I'm by myself, this goes quite a bit quicker. While that one's loading, double check the back, pull it in. Move to the next one. See, that's not the next one. I'm just gonna scroll up and just look real quick, gotta find it. Here we go. This is the next one. Oh, see, I hit that button. Make sure everything looks, oh, see, I messed up. I'm nervous because I'm making this video for you guys. It's it's messing me up. There we go. Make sure it's all. I've seen a lot of these people doing this on eBay, and they'll have their pictures upside down and stuff. When I look at other people's stores, when I like research prices and stuff. So that's make sure you are doing it right. Okay, and you'll just do that for the next 25 pictures. You get those in. So now that all of the SKUs are in, the pictures are in, this is really the more complicated part. This is where it can be slower or faster depending on what you're doing. Some people, I've seen some YouTube videos where they say, oh, I posted 100 cards in an hour, no problem. People who are doing that, which there's nothing against that. If that's your strategy, go for it. People who do that, usually what they're doing is they're just going through and they're just pricing all the cards basically the same, right? They're just going through and they're just doing $4.95 or $3.95, $9.99, whatever price they decide. It doesn't really matter what the card is. They're just pricing them all exactly the same. I don't want to do that because I've had a lot of sales of like $12 cards. I sold a fire engine card for like $14, or I actually think it's $12. We'll look at it. I'm going to look at it at the end of this video. But I've made a lot more money on certain cards because I go through, I don't research every single card. There are some cards, like I will research these, anything with a name, like especially with name where you can see the names of stores. Sometimes I'll research them, but sometimes I found like if I look up this one, Chinatown on California Street, if I look this one up, I guarantee you there's a lot of people who've sold this for like $3 probably. I've learned the cards I've bought are not super high dollar cards, although I have found some pretty good cards in there. What I will do, this is a little tip for you. If you've made it this far in the video, this will help you make more money. You want to add extra keywords into your listings, whether you're doing postcards or anything else, but postcards is especially useful. If you look in the back and you find restaurants or literally any kind, like there's one here, what does this say? Cafe, I don't speak Chinese, but it's like cafe, house. There are different, Mary's Square. This one says Fine Arts Jewel. There's a Kuo Wa company. I will find things like that in the background, any kind of like sign, and I will put those in the keywords if I can. And I have sold, I know for a fact I sold a card yesterday that there were multiple, I checked it out. There were probably 10, 15 other of the exact same cards priced for less. And I sold it because I put signs, things that were in signs in the background. Make sure you do that. So I like to go through and find any way that I can squeeze a few more dollars or more out of my cards, because I don't want to just make this into a mill where I have to sell 100 cards to make any decent money. I want to be able to make good money. Now, I realize the cards that I bought are kind of lower value, and so they're not going to make tons of money, but I am getting better, and I pulled out hundreds of just like ocean views or cars, not cars, cars are good, of just like random flowers and stuff that aren't going to sell very well. So I will look at each one of these cards. Let me just show you how I'll do it. So we'll come here to the titles. And on the back of the card, pretty much the back, a lot of times on the front as well, you pretty much just type, your initial thing is you're just going to type what it says on the back. Chinatown, California, Street. I usually cut out the filler words. I'll put Grant Avenue. Always make sure you put the city and the state, and usually the state abbreviations, because people look that stuff up. You have to think, what are people searching for? They might not search for Chinatown, but they are likely to search for San Francisco. That's where this one is from, San Francisco. I already have California in there, so I don't need to write California again, but I will put CA. And then, because sometimes people write California, sometimes people are going to write San Francisco. Then I will go through, like I said, and I will try to find anything that I can. So I'm going to put, because that's the most prominent. Oh, see, I'm almost out. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll go and I will cut out things that I think that will save me a couple spaces. I might even cut this down to Av. Just try and find any way to give myself some more. And I'm going to put cafe, House. Oh, I can't put Cathay House in there. So I'm just going to put Cathay. That way I at least have something in there. Then what I'm going to do is I always keep this open here. See, this is stuff I was looking up last night. I always keep the word postcard there. And I will, once again, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste. I kind of butchered this one, so it might not be as easy to find. Let it reload. But I'll come here. And if I'm not sure, some postcards you can look at, I've done over 1,000 cards now. I'm still brand new and I'm still learning and I'm still making mistakes. But there are some cards, like if it's just like, the Capitol building of a huge town, like I know, okay, this is $4.95 or whatever. So that's where you can save a lot of time with experience. But some things I just don't know. I don't know the value of Chinatown in San Francisco. So I'm going to put this here, Chinatown, California Street, and see what pops up. Is this the exact same card? No, this is a linen. This is different. I'm going to look. Nope, not the exact same card. It's going to be tough to find. Nope. Okay, so what I'll do, if I think it's a really valuable card, I'll really look. But I can see here in these pricings, I can see there's sort of a general, this one, what is this? Oh, that's an old view. These are what are active right now. So this tells me, okay, this is kind of a saturated thing. Tons of people are selling Chinatown, San Francisco. We can look at what has sold. And just so you know, I look at the last 3 years. You can see what has sold. Really only 2, which means people are not buying these like crazy. One was 2024, 2022. And there's like 1 million of these cards up. So yeah, like I said, a lot of these, I'm brand new. Most of the cards I've bought are not very valuable yet. But I am getting better. I will get better. And I will get good at this. But you can see, okay, you have so much competition. I am going to price this pretty low, but not enough. Like, I'm just going to put it up there. I didn't see this exact view, so it might sell. I'm going to put it at $3.95. You know what? I'm going to put it at $4.95. And the reason why is because I run sales, which I can talk about in another video if you like. I learned this when I was selling jewelry. Sales are awesome. They will boost your income. They'll boost your sales. And I don't run them every single day. I usually run them over the weekends. Sometimes I start on Thursday. Like this week, it was a little bit slow the first couple days after Memorial Day. So I started running a sale, I think like Wednesday. And I'm testing different things, what works with postcards and doesn't. But so I will price things a little bit higher so that whenever I run that sale, it's actually going to drive the price down to what I actually think it's worth. And that's just a strategy that I've used for a while. It's worked for me, may not work for you, and that is okay. All right, next we make, again, confirm it's the right postcard, confirm it's the right SKU very quickly. You can do this all very quickly. Girardelli, I don't even know how to spell this, Deli Square. Again, San Francisco. This might all be San Francisco cards. California, CA. And that's all the card really tells us. Well, it says sometimes I'll look for keywords in this back paragraph here. So here it says, we could either use shopping center, although it's going to take a lot, or we can also say like exterior view. We can say lamps. We can try and find something. A lot of times I'll put like old cars in the keywords. This doesn't have a lot for me to go on. So I might go with shopping center, and then I'll go vintage. Oh, nope, that's it. That's all I can do. I don't know what this is worth. I've never sold this card or seen this card because I'm brand new. Don't take that as like, oh, this is valuable. Oh, because it might be worthless. Because I don't know. Let's see. Girardelli. Oh, actually, you know what? I should put at night. That's what I should be putting. Okay, so what about this one? Nope. These are all like daytime views. Oh, wait, here it is. This is my exact card. $4.96. They had free shipping. Notice that most people charge shipping. That's just an interesting debate. But look, the vast majority of people charge shipping for postcards. So I'll go through quickly and see if I can find the same one. Is it the same one? Nope, that's a nicer view than mine. Yeah, so this is probably a $4.95. Another $4.95 card. Once I have some more experience, this will be even faster. But right now, okay, next we have the Fort Ross Chapel. I have had a lot of good sales with churches. I've sold a lot of churches. Maybe it's just because I'm a minister myself and I like churches and I like all these different styles and stuff. But I have a ton of churches. I've specifically been buying churches. So Fort Ross, let's see if I'm reading the back. It was made of redwood in California. So this is another San Francisco card. Fort Ross Chapel, San Francisco, California, CA, Old Church. What else would I put in there? There's a woman, so I'll put a woman. People look up women, pretty ladies, as they say in the postcard world I've learned. They look those up. Okay, postcard, there we go. Fort Ross Chapel. Churches, I personally pretty much always put churches either $7.95 or $9.95. This is a cool church, but it's not like a super exciting church. So I'm going to put it at $7.95. And I have had pretty good. They're either tagged quickly or they sell pretty quickly. All right, and this one right here, let's see. Well, lighthouses. I have not had many. This actually might be my first or second lighthouse. Lighthouse. Oh, why am I spelling this wrong? Lighthouse. Also San Francisco. These are all San Francisco cards. California, CA. See, is there anything else I can put on here? We look at the picture. I don't see any cars or anything. We could put like maybe a cliff card, cliffs, something. I'll put any keyword I can. Cliffs. Can I write vintage? No, I can't. Postcard. This one, I'll look it up just for the sake of the video, but I'm guessing because it's not the most beautiful view in the world, it's probably not super valuable. Let's just see what we get. Point raised, yeah, these are all $485. So I'll put it at $495. $495. Okay, last one is this beach view here. Beach views, at first I thought these were pointless. I didn't think anyone would buy it. It's just like not a great picture of just random people on the beach. But we sold several beach views in the past 2 weeks. So this is Drake Bay, which it says the White Cliffs of Albion. And where is this? Also San Francisco. Oh, I spelled Albion wrong. San Francisco, right? Cisco. Might be spelling these wrong because I'm trying to make this video at the same time. San Francisco. And I will put, let's see, anything that I can find. I'll put people. Is there anyone swimming? I can't see anybody swimming. So, oh, there's a dog. So I'll put dog. Anything, any keywords that I think people might look up, I'll put these in. Drake Bay, White Cliffs of Albion. I'll look it up. It's now that I've done a bunch of these beach views, they usually sell for like $4 or $5. I don't expect much. Yeah, I'm sure nobody typed that in. Okay, so I'm gonna put this again at $4.95. I really don't think anybody's gonna pay more than that. And then that's it. I kind of double check everything, make sure I don't have double numbers. Everything looks good. Pretty much. Let me see. Sometimes I accidentally don't promote. Everything looks good, and I'm going to submit. Sometimes you get an error if you made a mistake. Yeah, see, it said wait. There we go. And they're all live. Okay, so that is what you do to bulk list. It's pretty simple. The reason I said at least $50 an hour is because if you already know what the prices are going to be, if you already know these are like, oh, these are $4.95 cards, then you can do 100 cards in an hour, no problem. But if you're like me and you like to research, like here's some cards. I'm not going to do these, but like this one, for example, this card is I think this is a pretty cool card. So this, I'll take a minute. I know it's not like a $50 card. It's not like an RPPC, but it is kind of a cool view. This one I think is pretty cool. I think I've seen this before, so it might not be super valuable, but ones that kind of pop out to me, I'll take the time and I'll research them and see what I think the value is and see if I can get a few more dollars out of them. So that's how you do that. So now I want to let's get into a little bit of what happened in the business side of things this week, as well as the sales of this week. So I had we have posted something, I'll look at it in a minute. It's something like 1,100, 1,200 cards. We posted every single day, at least 50 cards, some days 100 cards with my son helping. And so we did really well in posting, but I started to realize I originally bought 1,800 cards, as you know, if you've been watching these videos from the beginning. Now that we're at 1,100, and I've pulled out probably 300 that were just like junk cards, now that I'm learning these things, I realized, okay, I need to buy more cards. So I bought, let me pull up my little list here to make sure. So I am really working on trying to pick cards that are going to sell better and buy less junk cards, but it's just part of the game is buying big lots and pulling out the good cards, and my other cards that are not worth reselling on eBay are just piling up. I'll probably try to sell them like on Whatnot or something for people who are crafters. There's a lot of crafters and stuff. And so this week I had 100 Disney cards come in that I bought last week. There are 100 Disney cards that are pretty much mostly Continental, but there's some really cool cards in there. And I haven't listed them yet because we're working on all these other cards first, but I'm really excited to post those. I also bought about 100 cards from Popeye's Postcards on Whatnot. I'm a little bit concerned about because, and this is not his fault at all, but yesterday the mail people said that the package was delivered to my house and it was not at the house. I'm hoping, I know that the post office sometimes will scan things as delivered when they weren't. So I'm hoping that I get those today. It's about 100 cards that I was much more careful about. Hopefully they're good cards. And then I also went and registered for a bunch of just different auction sites because I'm trying to find different ways to source postcards. I put in a lot of bids, just lowball bids for postcards because I'm trying to get them at better value so I can have a higher profit margin. I lost all of them except for there are two. One is going, it's ending today. Today is Saturday. I usually do these videos on Sunday, but I'm super busy tomorrow, so I decided to do it today. So it hasn't actually been a full week. But I put in one auction ends tonight. It's for like 900 New York cards, which I put that bid in like a week ago. And now that a week has passed, I'm a little bit nervous because I've been posting tons of New York cards this week and not really any New York cards have sold. I don't know if the market's just too saturated with them, but I'm kind of nervous if I win those. I mean, I only bid $200 for 900 New York cards, so it'd still be, I'm sure, to get my money back, but it's a little bit nerve-wracking. And then I registered for this one like site I had never heard of, and they do all these estate sales. And one of the estate sales, they just had a box of, it looks like at least 500, maybe 1,000 postcards. It's got to be somewhere between 500 and 1,000. They didn't say how many postcards. It literally just says large box of postcards. No pictures of what's in the box. It could be just all garbage, or it could be a glorious treasure trove of different postcards. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but I bid $10 on it, and nobody, maybe one other person bid, I don't know. I guess someone else had to have bid because I forgot about it. I put the bid out like a week ago, and day before yesterday, I got an email saying I had won for $9, at least 500 postcards. But then the guy wrote me the most aggressive, like unnecessarily angry guy I've ever gotten an email from. He just emailed me, I get this email from him saying, it is your responsibility to contact me and I won at 10 at night. I was in bed and I wake up to this email, like the email saying you won, and then an email from the guy saying, it's your responsibility to contact me and coordinate the shipping on this. If you don't do it, I'm going to leave a negative comment on your It was so like threatening and aggressive for no reason at all. And then I spent the morning, I was like, oh my gosh, this is clearly, maybe this site could be a gold mine. And so I'm like, I don't want a negative comment on my profile. So I'm like, he leaves his phone number. No way to pay. No way to pay at all. Just saying. And so I'm calling. No, it goes straight to voicemail every time. I emailed him. I went on the Facebook page. I'm like, he's going to be so angry. I want to get a hold of this guy. And finally, he responded to my email at night. Never called me back. Never answered my phone calls. And I said, listen, I'm not in a rush. If you could just send it the cheapest way possible and then send me the invoice, I'll pay as soon as you send me the invoice. And all he wrote me back was, I will send the most economical way possible. I'll send you an invoice when I do it. And that was it. And I was like, okay, I don't know what the deal is. Why is he so mad at me for buying his postcards? So I'm sure he's just like one of those, he's just the middleman, you know. But it was so unnecessarily aggressive. But anyway, I'm really excited about that. I'll do like a video on that one whenever I get those postcards and show you what's actually in there, because that'll be fun. Okay, so let's go to how things actually went. So this week I actually sold 15 cards for $92.15. It was kind of, I was happy with that because 15 cards is more than I sold last week. I think last week it was like 9 or 10 cards. But we actually made about the same amount of money, which I'm okay with. We've been doing this for 2 weeks, right? So to make $100 in gross sales a week in the beginning is pretty nice. And but these were lower. I was putting in lower prices because I'm starting to realize how low the value in some of these cards are. So that was how much we made. We did pretty good. So the first one we'll look at, we sold this one. I actually just posted this yesterday and it sold almost immediately, which I'm realizing I probably it was probably too cheap because it sold so fast, which I was shocked because I didn't think these multi-view cards would do well at all. But it sold right away, $3.95 plus $1 shipping, so $4.95. I mean, I was happy with that. I was happy to get rid of it. The next, again, I was shocked. I have so many of these Mendocino, California. I don't know California very well. Again, I also posted this yesterday, and it sold like immediately. It must have been, I don't know, must have been cheap. But you'll see literally the back of the card. Let me show you this. The back of the card, all it says is Mendocino, California. That's all. There's nothing else. So I put Mendocino, California. I put street view, apartments, cars. And I'm sure this helps things to sell. I'm telling you guys, keywords are very, very important. Next, I sold this one. I was really happy. You can see this isn't even a scan. This is just a picture that my wife took. This is the first foreign card we've sold. It's a vintage postcard of Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Exterior view with cannons. I actually pretty sure my son listed this one. And this is one of the first ones. Is this upside down? Oh no, that's not upside down. I thought it was upside down first. This one sold. The SKU on this is 70. So this would have been like day 1 or probably day 2 of listing postcards. This is one of the ones we put. So I was happy. $4.46 is what we took from it. They just bought it at the 10% off. That was the sale I was running. It was an experiment. If I do 10% off, does it make much of a difference if I do 10 or 20%? Because last time I did 20%. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference. This is one where it pays to do research. I listed this for $9.95. It was on a 10% off sale. This one had free shipping. And this is Sonora Inn in Sonora, California. Once named Victoria Hotel. Just ripped this right off the back. And this is one that I researched and was able to find that it was actually worth more than usual. Actually, this one I'm pretty sure if I were to look it up again, it would probably be, some people probably list for like $3 or $4, but those keywords make a huge difference. So I was very happy with this one. Another one that I was shocked that sold, which sold yesterday, again, like a bunch of cards from yesterday just immediately sold. And I think it's because I'm getting better at choosing what cards to post. This one's, and it's probably worth more, but I posted this for $5.95 because I thought, who cares about this aerial, not even super clear aerial view of this Atlanta, Georgia. I think, why is it backwards? It should be Atlanta, Georgia, airport. Who cares about this? But somebody bought it like immediately, $5.36 with $1 shipping. As you can see, shipping for postcards doesn't seem to make much of a difference. I know it makes a huge difference in other categories, but for postcards, it doesn't really make much of a difference if you charge for shipping or not. I kind of like charging shipping because I know that no matter what I get, my basic cost of my envelope and my sleeve and postage is all covered. So basically everything else above the price of the postcard. So most postcards I'm getting for between 50 and 30 cents. I think the best one I've got have been like 35 cents a card. And this one, I mean, the fact that I basically made not counting eBay fees and taxes, I made, at least $4 in profit on this postcard because the shipping was already covered. So I can afford to do 10% off. But now I know things that I'm learning. These next two were purchased by the same buyer immediately after I listed them once again, which was just completely shocking to me. I don't understand why people buy some of these cards. This one I posted for $5.95 best offer. They did send me an offer. I believe they sent me a $3 offer, which honestly, I was just shocked that anyone wanted to buy these cards. They bought two of them. You can see right here. Here's the second one. It's just like the same thing. This Bridgeport, California. Both of them were the same buyer. He offered me $3 per card, paying $1 shipping for each card. So he basically paid me $4 per card, so $8 for both of these. And I honestly was like, nobody else is going to buy these cards, so this is going to be a very specific person who buys them. So I may as well go ahead and take them. So I took the offer. I was happy. This card, I am pretty certain that I totally undercharged for. The reason I did was because this is where I got tricked by by the research, because it sold again immediately, no offer, just it sold for not $5.95, full just with $1 shipping, so $6.95, which I was okay with. I spent less than 50 cents on this card, but now that I look at it, I'm like, man, it sold so fast. This was probably worth a lot more than what I got for it. The guy even wrote me saying, thank you for accepting my offer. I love this area. He said, I grew up in this area. I love it. And this is a beautiful card. And he probably would have paid a lot more, but that's okay. This is a card that I thought was really nice. It sold for $6.95, shipping. I think they paid full price for this. They may have sent me a $5 offer. I can't really remember. But this I actually thought was a really cool card, which is why I listed it at it's actually $7.95 if you count the shippings. This is another one that sold immediately, full price. It was $9.95 plus $1 shipping. The Big Four station. I have sold a few of these train stations, so I'm always keeping my eye out for them now. This one, most of these cards sold pretty much right away. And this one was one that I was really excited to sell because that's a pretty good price. This one sold, which I was happy this one sold because I bought a lot of 318 vehicle postcards from a guy on eBay. And I think I would have to look it up. I don't want to look it up right now, but I think I paid like $50 for the whole lot. So really, really cheap. And this is the only one that sold. Of course, I realize postcards are slow sellers. Somebody commented on one of my videos saying the same thing. Postcards are slow sellers. I do understand that. And so, but I was kind of nervous because I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to buy these vehicles. But I've always understood that vehicles in the 3 weeks or month that I've been learning about postcards, one thing people always say is vehicles sell well. So I kind of thought that these were just going to fly off the shelves, and they have not. I actually lowered the prices because we looked up the price of these Long Island Auto Museum cards, because they're all Long Island Auto Museums, and they pretty much all sell for $5.95. So this sold right before I lowered the prices, and they're all at $5.95 now. And like I told you, churches have done really well for me. This church sold. It was $12.95. I got an offer of $10.36, which I took, and or maybe it was because of the 20%. Maybe it was a sale. I don't know, but I took $10.36 on it. And I love churches. I'll always buy them and sell them, and they do well. This one was I think this is a beautiful postcard. And an antique fire truck. These old ones, I bought these. I don't even remember where I bought these old fire trucks from. It was $19.95. I took $15.96 for it. Very cool. I've been a little bit disappointed because almost all of these, I think it's like 15 of these antique fire truck cards. I think all 15 have been tagged at one point or another in the past week. And I sent offers out. After a couple of days, I'll send an offer out. And this is the only one that actually sold. I'm sure the other ones are going to sell. And I'm very happy because I'm pretty sure I made all my money back on this one sale. So it should be all profit from that. Because I'm sure I didn't pay more than $1 a card for these postcards. But I was really happy that one sold. And as you can see, my active listings are 1,181. My clicks are up 65%, almost 66%. Ad sales are up 43%. And whatever this is, return on ad spent is up 1%. My click-through rate, 0.2. Sales conversion rate, 4.5%. I think that's pretty good. And my total sales for the last 31 days are $203. That's $100 a week. Which, for a guy who is just starting out and just learning about postcards, $100 a week, I am very happy with. And so I think we're really nailing it. and I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. If you have any more questions for me, you want to see anything else, let me know. I'm still learning, so things I'm telling you right now, and 6 months from now, I might have a whole different process. But this is where I'm at. This is what I'm learning. I think it's going good, and I hope you guys are having really solid sales as well as we all grow in this together. Thank you for watching.